Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to another stream on GT7. As we have Thursday and I'm live, basically that means we have a new lap time challenge up in the game. Today we are racing on Blue Moon Bay Speedway, but on the infield in the reverse layout, and infield B. The car we drive is from 2001, it's a BMW Z8, like the James Bond BMW, basically. And as I can see, Jeddah Racing is back in the game, so let's check out. His current record is set at a 55.596, so we have at least to beat a 57.263. I have no idea if this is easy or not. And the car is based on sports hard tires. So let's just go for the car and give it an initial try. As I said, I have no idea. It might be that this one is easy, being with one lap just hopefully below 1 minute. But it might be that this one is tough, and as you know, I just don't like street cars at all, so it could be difficult for me. But let's see, without further talking, get into the first lap. Yeah, and immediately we slide. Let's just continue. Basically, not that I have to learn the track, but with this car and the poor tires, the low grip, not poor tires, the street tires basically, we have, or I have to learn brake markers, cornering speed. I don't think this one can be flat out. No, indeed, you can't do that. And that's how you invalidate your lap. Maybe brake a bit early. I think if I carry more speed, 120 might be reasonable for the braking point. This is a left-hander. And we get into a right-hander. Basically back to where it all started. Let's see if this one is flat. No, it is not. So even this one is not flat. Maybe go in third. Oh, oversteering. So maybe the second lap is invalidated as well, because we touched the wall over there on the back straight. Indeed it is. But let's just try to get used to the car and the speed. So maybe keep fifth, lower speed. Looks a bit better. Black box on the left. Third. And you get a snap. First lap was a 59, even though we touched the wall twice. Interesting. Maybe again. Okay. So I touched the wall twice and it was just 0.8 slower than this lap. Okay, 57.3 I think it was. Maybe brake at the white boards on the left barrier. Now I touched the wall. But maybe a higher gear out of that corner might be better, because you don't have the car going for an oversteer. Yeah, the higher gear also has some torque. Let's see. Slight braking. We get too far. Too wide. Damn. That's why I don't like street cars on the sports hard tires. You're slightly too quick, you just end up understeering and going wide into the wall. So next one. 58.7. So the reference is still lap number 1, even though all of them were invalid. Yet again, too quick, come on. Maybe I'll go again for the 120 and not those white boards on the left barrier. Stay in 4th. Basically, yes. Let's try to keep 4th on that one to avoid the shift. Fifth lap of invalidation. I feel stupid. Every time I think the braking was enough, it ain't. So a slight lift for that one is fine. No. Yeah, 1 second up. At least I'm going close to a 57 high now. At least not invalidated. 29.7. No! Come on. Let's have a retry. But 1.5 up from a 59.0 would still be a 57.5 or a 6, and you need a 0.3 if I'm correct. One more time. So 5th gear, maybe the blackboard, use as a reference. Slight braking only, rolling. Keeping it in 5th. Braking at the white markings on the left barrier. Ah, the rear touched the wall. Same stuff, different try. Hit again at 30.1. Let's go again. 56, 7. But a high 57 already, so not too bad. I went for the turn in too early. Try the upshift when lifting, maybe that helps. Seems like. Almost lost it. But of course lost a lot of time by doing that. It was a full 180-degree counter steer, so... RS... 30.3. I'm still confident I can do it, but as I mentioned in the beginning, street cars are always a challenge for me. I had a bit of sliding last lap in third gear, so I'm not sure if fourth is the better choice for here. Lost a bit on that one. Let's try and keep fourth out of their corners. 57.5.2 off the gold medal. Oof. Oh, that was close to the wall, I think. I was a bit anxious. Let's get this one into the finish. And for sure, I messed it up. As usual. They should put this delta below there. Every time I see that I'm improving, I just mess it up. And that's clearly not an improvement. One more try to do the same as I did last lap. Let's go. More, I didn't feel like going out of fourth gear. Out of the corner in 4th gear, I meant. Yep. I'm not really sure how to go for this last corner. I feel like sliding loses a lot of time, but slowing down even more to get the inner line without sliding doesn't feel quicker, at least in theory. Seemed okay. Let's see the sector time. Yeah. So now the last one. So now I got really slow, but it pushes me wide on the exit, which doesn't feel quick. Maybe I need to go for a double apex strategy. So brake into the corner, go wide, then turn and get to the power a bit earlier. Let's try that. So brake a bit late. No, that is not a double apex. That's how you destroy 1/10 of improvement. If there's anything you would try to improve, feel free to leave a comment. Otherwise, I'll just do try and error until it works out. What's that? 57.4. 0.38 might be gold, but just scratching the border, which is not doing the job for in 2 weeks' time. At least I feel like I know how to go for the first 2 corners. Lost a bit of time here. Then I go wide on the exit. I think I have to let the car roll a bit longer and then go back to the power, so otherwise I just understeer off the track. late on the power again. Let's quickly check if this 383 is indeed already gold or not. 6-star roulette ticket, at least. And of course it's not. A 263 is necessary, and I got a 383. And position 7,600, so I'm quite poor actually. If I get a 56.9 at least, I would be happy. Try something really strange. No, 5th gear is clearly not the way to go. Is it? I won't judge it to the finish line. Quickest lap ever done so far. Felt like shit. At least in my head, it won't make sense. Somehow, that one is quick. Quick. Relatively quick. We got gold. Not a good time, but at least it's gold already, so now we can try to improve. Destroyed 2/10 in one corner. Too late turn in, maybe. I'm getting there. Let's get this home. Bit of sliding on the exit, so I want to see that 56 point something. much of a slide. Come on. What is the position now? From 7,200 to 6,100. Any of my friends has done it? 56.0. Come on. How? Maybe I should watch a replay of some other guy. So far I didn't do. Basically I always try to avoid that, to just find out on my own how to drive and how to beat the challenge. But otherwise, where's the fun? Not blaming any of you for watching the guide, maybe. If later on there is something I can do a guide on, because on the 57.2, if the border is a 0.3, that's far from a good guide, I would say. Well, let's see. Too late. Come on, this was my side mirror touching the wall, maybe nothing else. Game is so sensitive. Maybe I try to avoid going down to third gear in the last corner. Haven't tried that so far. Because every time I go to third, the car starts to slide heavily. Maybe I can avoid that. Let's see the sector time. Quite okay. Fingers crossed. Come on. No! 1/10 off. I want that 56. Are you serious? Take a wide line into the next lap. This one is invalid anyway. Some slight more speed into the lap. What happened now? much less speed than last lap. Even though we had a drift, it was slightly quicker. What am I doing? Even my optimum time is not a 56. No braking does also not work for that. It starts to annoy me, to be honest. Take a wide line, get some more speed. Slight braking, rolling, sliding. Didn't feel too good, but let's try. Basically, I have no idea. Yeah, average. Stop sliding, please. Yeah, 0.3 maybe. Yep. Come on! Please! I think I got it. I don't know how, but I got it. Now I'm happy. The 56 point something as my target is done. Always do the following lap in case you improve, which I don't do. I crashed the wall. Pure happiness. Let's see. Improvement by like 4,000 positions, which is fine. Just save the replay. Maybe let's check a lap of a really quick guy and then try again and see if I can improve slightly more, but otherwise I'm happy. So, leaderboard, global, who's there? Let's take Titchen again. Right. So how long did this take us? Like a solid 35 minutes maybe? Let's watch the replay. So where does he break? Or does he even break? Oh, he goes down to 4th. Very close to the inside wall. And in 3rd, indeed. It's a sector time. 28.7. Very early up to 5th. Let out through this one. Okay. Then from the outside, 4th. Yeah, really slow the car down. He also has a wide exit then. Let's see again. So where does he go to 4th gear? There's the black board. Just after that, release down to 4th. Slight braking. 4th, where does he brake? Ahead of the white bar markings. Then in 3rd. I can try, but this seems pretty difficult. And I had a 29.4. So 0.7 delta. And then keep it in 5th through this one. Then brake at the shadow of the gantry down to 4th. Okay. I won't say I can do that, but at least I'll try. Start. So let's send it. Sure. I mean, first try I won't be able to do what he did, but let's try again. Already I do something different, but until now I think it doesn't matter too much. But let's try again. Nope. No. Come on, until that point it felt quite okay-ish. I mean, it was a 29.4 sector time again, so basically the same I had before. But if I got the last corner a bit better than what I did, maybe, it could have been an improvement, so let's give it some more tries. Okay. So compared to last week and the week before, where I had the challenge done pretty quickly, in like 15 to 20 minutes, this run feels rather tough. I need one more try, concentrate, and if I don't get it done now, I just keep my time as is. .02 slower. Come on. That just, yeah, underlines that my time is fine. At least fine for me. So I mean, both tactics I think work out well. I'm 1.1 seconds off what Titchney did, a lap we just watched basically. Let's check the replay of that one, and then the actual one I did as my fastest lap. So let's start into the lap first. So basically it's keeping it in fourth and trying to get to the inside, and then going out of the corner in fourth, not in third. Then to go into your lap, try to take a wider line, take more speed into the lap, keep it on the left side of the track, and then you have this black board on the left hand side above the barrier. Shortly after that, go down to fourth gear, give it a slight brake interaction, let the car slide a bit, try to keep it narrow, and then go back to the power without going too wide. And shortly ahead of these white markings on the barrier on the left. So after this black indicating box, whatever it is, and the white markings on the barrier, that is like the brake marker. And you go down to third gear, and then it's about opening or releasing the brakes to get a bit of grip for turning in and trying to get as close to the inside barrier here on the right and let the car roll a bit and then go back to the power. And of course, as I did many times, don't hit the barrier on the left. most important. Up to 4th, close to the left-hand side wall here, early up to 5th. And as I learned, you can go flat out to this one, so try to go for early turn-in to go close to the barrier on the right. And as you can see, you can then go flat out. And then the next brake marker is actually below the gantry, this shadow, so like 80 meters, something like that. Get into the brakes, down to 4th before you go through this slight dip, as you can see, or this yellow line before you cross that one. If you do it afterwards, I feel like the car is more unstable when turning in. So go down to 4th early, keep it on the brakes, slow down the car, let it slide a bit and try to get to the inside of the corner and then back to the power without having too much of a turn-in angle on the steering wheel to avoid oversteering. That is more or less what I did for every lap. I got this 56.887, which is not the best. At least not my personal best. So if we review the personal best again, it's just slightly different. Let's quickly go there. So it's escapes. Of course, it's not scapes. Showcase. Huh. My items. Let's view this one. So let's replay this. Oops. So take a white line again to take high speed into the actual lap. Again, keep it on the left-hand side barrier for the first corner. Then you have the black sign on top left. Slight brake input, and this one I kept it in 5th. Basically same, let it roll, give them slight power input, go over to the left-hand side. And ahead of these white markings with American Racing on the left, I went into the brakes. And from this point, it's more or less the same than the last lap. So I went down to 3rd gear, tried to turn in early, but I went early up to 4th out of this corner. I'm not sure if it really makes a difference if you're in 3rd or 4th. The shift is quite quick on this car, so then I went up to 5th and I lifted for this right-hander because I did not really know you could really take it flat out. And now I went a bit earlier for the turn-in, so I got the car turned already, aiming for the white inner line now, and then going for like a straight line in the braking. And again, in this one, I went down to 4th, kept it in 4th, tried to let the car roll, to let it turn, and then got to the power. I had a bit of a slide here, so my exit was actually another angle compared to the lap we just reviewed. So the exit was a bit worse, I'd say. So I think from the first review we did, going a bit later for the turn in into the last corner and therefore having a better exit might be the better solution in the end. But yeah, to be honest, everyone needs to try for himself or herself what fits best and what you can more or less consistently produce. And then it should work out in the end. As you saw, it took me over 30-35 minutes, which is comparably long if you check out the replays from the last few weeks' lap time challenges. But yeah, that's basically one lap in Blue Moon Bay Speedway infield B reverse in the BMW Z8. I later on put some markings in the description of this stream so you can easily find the guide and the try and error part. And yeah, with that being said, that's already it for this challenge this week. That's it for this live stream, as I won't be doing any dailies today. And then I hope to see you guys next week with a new live stream of the new challenge. I say thanks for watching, hope to see you guys next week, and bye bye.